Welcome back to the Hermitcraft server. And things have changed a little bit. Well, first of all, not only is that thing done and working, I have noticed that some of the color settings that I had for the sheep, the arrangement of what sheep were where, has gotten a little bit mussed up in the process of going back and retrofitting those fence posts into place that were not there, that should have been. And so some of them got mixed up, and I thought about it for a while, and I decided to not bother fixing it, at least not now. I've had entirely enough of herding sheep around. And so I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do for a structure to build around this, and I'm thinking it might just go with perhaps some of the new blocks available, because that's right, we're on snapshot 14W29B, and there's all kinds of new things and stuff going on. Like, for example, you might be, okay, it's dark, it's night, it's a bad time to try to show this, but the render distance is visibly much more, and we'll have a better look at that when it's daytime. And anyway, I was looking around at this thing here, and oh boy, decent amount of gunpowder. I haven't done anything with this thing in a couple of weeks, I think. Decent amount of arrows. Holy crap amount of gold. Nuggets. And let's see. Each row of nuggets, that's 9 stacks of nuggets. That should make a stack of ingots, if I recall correctly. And then when I have 9 stacks of ingots, that'll get me a stack of blocks. So I'm going to have to get all of that converted over. Things are going okay here. And then we get to here and look at this mess. That would be because this chest that I put here to hold rotten flesh is full, and the system is backing up because of it. So I'm thinking, really need to get doing, oops, I didn't want to come down that far. Okay. Break a hole there, put that back in. And then, of course, I've been working on expanding this as well. It isn't expanded near enough yet, but, well, we'll get to it. You see, this thing backed up as well. Come down here, and I deliberately didn't put a hopper in there in between these two yet, because, you see, we've got stuff backed up in several of these things, hoppers that, items that don't have a set destination in this thing. So, like, I could set up something here. Okay, let's see. All right, ender pearls. And so we put an ender pearl here, and we put 21 gravel there. We go down here. And let's just go ahead and put these hoppers in here. And get rid of this one that I messed up. And now, should be able to fix the rest of it from up here. Alright, this one's set for ender pearls. One of them fell down, and there needs to be one there. Wait a minute. Okay, what the F is going on? This side is all right. All right. Let's try this again. Okay, that's not right. Because there's always supposed to be one ender pearl in here. Just like in here. Huh? Oh boy. Well, you ever have one of those days where you just feel like the world is after you, trying to make you crazy? Well, that's kind of what's been going on. Alright, this mess. I got this straightened out, and I've taken this hopper and broken it, and now set it to feed into the dropper, which is now dropping the rotten flesh into the lava. These hoppers here that go down below are all full, as is a chest that I set up down there to receive that overflow. It's right in here, this expanded area here. So we've got, oh, whoops. I'm going to have to alright, let's just move that chest down. Alright, yeah. Obviously, that was wrongly done. And take another hopper there, like so. Alright. Yeah, it's feeding in there. That's good. That's all that's necessary. Alright. I'll have to break that one and set it otherwise, and I'll have to do something with the mess up there. I hope I didn't make a mess upstairs. Let me look. Yes, I did. Okay. Alright. Break this. Back up. And wait for myself to go out. Replace the torch that I broke. I'll have to fix this setup later. But that fix is minor now. Now down here, I was working on this, and I was trying to figure out what the heck I'd done wrong, that I couldn't get ender pearls to properly filter. And it took me, well, longer than I want to admit, to realize just exactly how simple the answer was. See, I'm using 21 items here. Oh, what are you doing to me? Oh. That's what. Needs to be a torch here and a torch there. There. Now it'll work. Alright. As I was saying, before this machine made me look like an idiot, 21 items there, and they stay like so. I was putting an ender pearl into here, and wondering why they wouldn't stay, and why the fact that there wouldn't be at least one staying in here. And the answer turned out to be so simple that I feel like an idiot for not thinking of it. These are items that a full stack is 64. Ender pearls, a full stack is 16. So naturally, it's going to have the hopper with providing too much of a signal from the comparator. The comparator is going to derive too much of a signal from this and not shut off. Any item that stacks to 64 will work in here. For it to work with ender pearls, I have to have something else in here. I don't know how much. I'd have to study the wiki for a while or another to figure that out. But basically, I can put anything else in here, except gravel, of course, and have it work correctly. Oh, I didn't want to do that. But any normal item that I would be filtering through here would work. I could put hoppers in there. And there will be one remain. There will be one in this hopper, and then the rest of them will end up in the chest. Perfectly, absolutely simple. That hopper will stay because it stacks to 64. So I would have to have a different number of buffer items, or whatever you call that, in there to use anything that stacks to 16, like ender pearls, eggs, what have you. So those things, anything that doesn't stack to 64, cannot be put into the system. That would have to be, those things that have to be put into a separate system that would be balanced for items that stack that high. And I gotta tell you, I spent half an hour working on this and didn't figure it out. And so I went to take a break and try to figure out what was going on. And I finally did figure it out. And when I went to get my recording going again to talk about what I had figured out after a half an hour of video derping around in this mess trying to figure out what was going wrong, I finally did figure it out. But in all that time, all that half an hour of messing around with this mess, the mic was turned off. So that's a half an hour of wasted footage. But the good side is I've got the problem solved, and you don't have to watch me be an idiot for 29 minutes. I call that a win-win. Wait, that no bull. Alright, wait a minute here. The gravel don't belong in there. Stone belongs in there. One there. And let's see. Like so. Anything more than that will fall through, but one will always stay there. Perfect. And what's this one for? Probably bone meal. Alright. Set up bone meal. Why are these torches dark? Yeah. Can you tell? I really love figuring out redstone. Oh. Yeah. You know, redstone is one of those things that I don't mind doing something with it, so long as it's just simply a matter of assemble something and have it work. Alright, that should be working. That redstone that was dark is now lit up. Quit falling off of stuff. Alright, that's right, and bang, that's the rest of it. Alright, so, finally getting this mess figured out. Those don't belong in there. There's a hopper. Hopper here. The rest of the hoppers there. It should maintain 1 when it's done. And I just need to pick items from that flooded chest up topside that had a bunch of stuff in it that didn't belong there, and go down the line and set each one up in order, one at a time. And then everything should work, as long as I don't try to put anything in it that stacks to less than 64. Well, that's good. Alright. Before I do too much more in that down there, I need to come up with a lot more gravel. because I've used just about all I had in putting these filter systems together. I'm actually run out of gravel. Can you imagine that? I mean, that's one of those things that you normally have 3 or 4 double chests full in a warehouse someplace, because you find so much of it when you're mining or when you're clearing out an area to do stuff, and it just makes a hot, awful mess. Oh, boy. All right. Enough of that for now. I've had entirely enough of trying to puzzle that thing out. I will get it figured out, and I'll get more work done on it, and I will check in with results later. But for now, let's do something else. Okay, I took some time and I went and I found myself 4 stacks of gravel. It's not enough, but it'll get me more stuff done down there. But in the meantime, I got to thinking about the building shell that needs to go around this thing, because having it just exposed like this is not going to be acceptable. I want some kind of a shell of a building around it, and I'd like for it to look kind of decent. And I got to thinking about something. Since this is a snapshot we're on, we've got some new materials to use. Like, for example, if you take some nether quartz and some cobblestone, like so, you get diorite. You take 4 diorite like that, and you get polished diorite. All right? And so you can also do diorite with cobblestone and get andesite. 4 andesite gets you polished andesite. Let's go ahead and get these polished versions out. And then, of course, here, diorite and nether quartz gets you granite. 4 granite gets you polished granite. Now, I'm thinking mostly about the polished versions of these things. And, okay. All right. Now that, there's some potential there. There is some real potential there. I think that's got some, that can look really good. Now, it would be nice if we could have like chiseled and carved and slab versions of these materials, but so far as I know, we don't have that just yet. But we do have the blocks, and there's a lot of, honestly, I'm kind of liking the granite. A granite structure around this thing. Now, it would mean finding a lot of nether, coming up with a lot of nether quartz to make the stuff with. Because, well, either that or long trip out somewhere into new chunk generation, where this stuff, all 3 of these items are common generation. Apparently very common in extreme hills and found throughout the world in almost any biome area underground. That's what I've seen on the wiki anyway, that it's supposed to be common and reasonably common in any underground area in fairly rich veins, but you're going to see most of it in extreme hills. And then, of course, there's get a bunch of nether quartz and some cobblestone and make all of whichever kind you want. So that's what I'm thinking. A granite shell at this point. A granite shell around this thing. We could start, say, here. And just build a granite wall all around there, and perhaps border it with one of the other materials. I think that would be an idea. Let's see, let me get up here a little bit. now we'll get down here, tear this down, get back a little ways. And up a little ways. I think that's got some really serious potential to look good. I'm kind of favoring the granite right now for this build, and perhaps a one wide border on the edges of the andesite, the white one, the white lighter colored material. So that's what I'm kind of thinking myself right now. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and we'll get to building something around it and make this ugly thing look better sometime soon. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.